Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Shahar Boyayan. She is a leading expert in the fascinating intersection of consumer behavior and artificial intelligence. With her finger on the pulse of emerging technologies and their impact on commerce, Shahar offers invaluable insights into the future of consumer trends and business strategies. Welcome to the show, Shahar.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
You are welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe, a lot of businesses, especially small businesses across the globe, will benefit from what we are going to talk about. We'll talk about how artificial intelligence is transforming consumer decisions today. But before we come to this, let's understand a bit about you, your journey, your background, Shahar, so that people the audience alone knows who they are listening to and can learn from your journey itself.
So my name is Shahar Boyayan. I moved to the US about 20 years ago from Brazil. I was a marketer and a consultant there as well. And I came here with my daughter, two bags, and a teddy bear. We lived in Utah for 20 years, basically consulting with small businesses. And I mean a small business up to 20 to 30 employees. That's my specialty. And 5 months ago, we decided to move to Puerto Rico. And here we are enjoying the hot weather. I love talking about consumer behavior because I think that if we are not aware of that, it just makes businesses have to work a harder road because they will spend more and have less results because they really don't understand the dynamic of what the consumer is expecting. And now with AI, we are already seeing a huge change in behavior. And once behavior changes, there is no going back. So small businesses, to play safe, many times they keep waiting to see what the big business will adopt, how things are going to be before they take action. But with the AI revolution, if they don't start becoming aware and making changes right now, they will be left behind because this is the biggest change we will see in human history. And Kaj, if you allow me to say why, is because it is the first time in history that we are going to allow non-humans to make decisions for us. We never did that before. So this change is really huge and will impact all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to dig a bit deeper, Shahar, how exactly is it happening? We know about artificial intelligence, we know about its power, but I want to understand for the audience how exactly it is happening on the ground. Just say, for a general consumer, how are they? Everybody knows how we are dealing with artificial intelligence, either in terms of creating some small blog post or anything else. But in terms of consumer behavior, how is artificial intelligence actually impacting our minds on the ground?
It's very interesting because I talk to business owners every single day, and many of them have not even tried Chat GPT. They're thinking about it. At the same time, we as consumers already have AI around us all the time. Our smartwatches, they can check how many steps we took, how's our heart rate. It can even tell me if I'm stressed or not. I am nervous doing an interview right now, and it starts pumping up, right? Well, what this does for me behavior wise is that I start expecting that everything caters specifically for me. So one of the biggest trends we have right now is hyper personalization of services. I need to feel I matter. Cash, put this together with the fact, I don't know how it is in India, but here in the US, 5 of every 10 Americans, they say they are extremely lonely. And 1 in 5 Americans say they cannot point one real friend. right? Because we have cocooned over the years, and during the pandemic, we did it even more. So we feel very isolated. If I go to the younger generations, they do have anxiety when they have social interactions, and they can never have difficult conversations. It's very difficult for them. Well, what does this do for me as a consumer? I start expecting that everything tells me I matter, I am here, and cater to me in different ways that show me how important I am. So, how can a company do that? I'll give you an example of a big company, Sephora, that does beauty products here in the US. Well, they have created an AI that when I go to the website, the biggest problem for a woman trying a new type of makeup is that we have to try all beauty products to see which ones fit us, right? And that's a friction point. Well, with their AI, the moment I start experimenting products online, it's not only going to take a picture of my face and show me how I look with that, it actually analyzes all the features that I have and starts making suggestions for me on what I should be using. So it becomes my consultant online based on my real features. Okay, so I can try everything, be happy there. But if I go to a store, the beauty consultant will be there and will have access to the whole history I had with the AI, and then will cater that human interaction also, especially for me. I will feel super special because they know everything about me, they know my flaws and what I can do about it. So it creates a very unique experience. So, as a business, it doesn't matter if I'm a restaurant, I'm a dentist, what I do, I need to start thinking, how can I implement hyper personalization in my business? Right. And there are many, many ways to do that. And yes, you have a lot of AI possibilities out there to incorporate that. But the key point here is not to think, should I use this tool or that tool? The thing is, I need to provide this hyper personalization either with my services or with my products.
Right, right, Shahar. So we'll come to your report in a bit, but first to understand for me, for the audience, is that is it a alarm bell for the customer because they are the businesses are knowing about everything about you, your data, your privacy, your likes, your dislikes. So nothing is with you, everything is with the businesses. So should customers be wary of such interactions at any store? Rather they would go to a much more mom and pop store where they say no to such experiences. Even in India, in some part or the other, this augmented reality, virtual reality, all these things are you know creeping in into stores. But this is on the in the bigger stores and all. But in terms of customer, how should I look at it? For the businesses, obviously it is a big business opportunity, a lot of businesses are doing it, so I want to understand then who has to be careful, the customer or the businesses.
I think both. I think both. And this is a very huge discussion, right? Because there is a very good side to all of this, but there is also a very creepy side to all of this. So that's another reason why we cannot sit down and wait until things happen and then start taking action. We need to become aware and actually try many tools right now so we can have the discussion of what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be allowed. Or because if you live this like the Wild West, that's what exactly is going to become. We need to put boundaries. I think privacy will become almost a currency where we are going to dictate which businesses we will allow to have access to our privacy, or which business we will not, because it will have to come from a bigger discussion, government-wise discussion, to a smaller discussion on your day-to-day life. But yes, there is a dark side with that. Not only the privacy in itself, but the emotional impact that this will cause in your life, because you will be monitored in every single way. So we need to be very careful with that as well. And I think when we can, as consumers, we have to decide who gets and who doesn't get. But then we also have to be active, demanding that there will be regulations, because if we allow robots to make decisions for us, that can cause all kinds of issues. One of them, Kaj, is the fact that I might stop developing my critical thinking because it's so easy to let the AI do everything for me. I don't have to have the critical thinking anymore. And we need to have that. We need always to be questioning good or bad. What should I do in this situation?
Right, right. And the future, it looks like, not only humans will be buying from AI, but also, bots will be buying for AI. Your fridge will communicate with the stores and buy for itself. All you have to just know that, just fridge will itself know that there is this thing missing in the kitchen inside the fridge.
Yes.
Be that as it may, uh, how should we look at businesses? You see, what has happened is that the customers have not been treated very well by so many businesses,
Mhm.
and customers have been distant. Bots came into between, and they blocked access to the right people. So it is like stalling the customer rather than helping the customer. And then suddenly the businesses will come and say, listen, we want to improve your, this whole customer experience. How do you look at this side of suddenly? It's like, a person goes hungry for a month, and suddenly you come and thrust, the fine dine most best dishes in front of him. How do you look at it from that point of view?
I totally agree with you. It's terrible the way it is now because unfortunately we as companies during the pandemic we created the habit of saying, oh, because of the pandemic we are going to stop this and we are going to stop that and we don't allow you inside. We still, here in Puerto Rico, many places we still cannot get into a store more than one or two people. Right, I went to the vet the other day and we all had to wait in the car. My dog is there being treated, I cannot be with my dog. That's extremely annoying. But unfortunately, these were habits that were implemented during the pandemic. The fact is, Kaj, that if businesses don't change that and don't change that fast, they will lose a lot of business because now the consumer is free again, right? Is making other choices and is demanding more. With businesses, we also need to understand that uh, we are going to shift as we behave because a lot of us, unfortunately, will lose our jobs because it's going to be replaced by AI. And we are also going to free time because I can teach an AI today to answer my emails, to answer the phone for me, ask questions, answer questions, right? I can train to do a lot of the day-to-day things, and I will not have to do those in the near future. So that will allow me first to think about things in a more creative way because I will have the time to do that, to look for emotional experience because that's what's going to matter to me more, is not the day-to-day tasks. So I will start looking for that. Well, if you as a business, you cannot provide me that, I will go look for one that can. Right. So, yes, we have to change the bad habits that we implemented during the pandemic and we start discarding. I mean, I feel this also because of my age, that sometimes I am invisible to the businesses, right? Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what I do, I'm not being seen. And that happens online as well. Simple things as I'm going to buy a purse and they ask for the age, and the age goes up to 50. So I don't exist anymore for them, right? All those habits need to reverse because if I'm going to a hyper personalization era, I need to adapt to that. But I agree with you. You know, you have treated me bad for so long. Am I going to trust you now? Well, trust now is going to become again another currency, right? Because I need to trust you with my privacy, with my flaws, with a lot of features that I may not want others to know about. So we are going to have to negotiate this.
Absolutely. And now, coming to your report, you are the author of the report, AI driven consumer trends and business applications navigating the near future of commerce. So tell us a bit about this report. What is it in the report? Is it for the businesses? Looks like
Yes.
to be for the businesses, but is it also for the consumers?
I would say it's more for the businesses because the idea of the report is for you to understand trends and what you can do with them. So basically, I have 8 trends. It starts with live streaming. You imagine this. You wake up in the morning and your pillow already told the coffee machine that you want your coffee today, right? And starts making that. You go brush your teeth and your toothbrush tells, hey, it's time for you to visit the dentist. You need some cleaning there. So I'm going to be not only monitored all day long, but I am, the whole time I'm going to be there interacting with AI, and the AI is going to tell me you should walk right now because you'll be sitting for half an hour and things like that, right? So how businesses can take benefit from that? Well, you have a lot of possibilities on subscriptions, for example, and tracking, monitoring my emotional life, my therapy, everything, right? So it doesn't matter what you do, there will be a way that you can cater to that trend, for example. Okay. The second is the doppelganger. So right now, Cash, I can go and put a twin of myself on video with my voice and do customer service, go to social media. I did that just for fun the other day on TikTok. So it's fun, right? But I'm going to teach the AIs that I use how I think and how I act on things. So the AI will be able to be my mini twin where they go and they do the tasks of the day for me. And that's where actually a lot of us will lose our jobs in the near future. We need to be thinking about that because there's still time for you to reinvent yourself. But it's going to read my emails, it's going to answer my emails, again, have short conversations with on the phone and things like that. So that's another thing. If I don't need to be there, I can have my doppelganger being there for me. How can businesses benefit from that? For example, they can help me respond to non-critical issues. They can create bots that serve these needs and things like that. Should I go on
Absolutely.
with the trends?
Right, carry on, carry on.
So the third one is the experience overload. The AI will be able to monitor not only my desires, but it's going to enhance my experiences. That can be done with virtual reality. That can be done catering to what am I going to do this weekend? And it's going to really exponentialize the kind of dopamine, the kind of adrenaline that I want, right? And cater for me in every experience. So we're going to be in that overload, sensory overload. The businesses can use exactly how can I create a product or a service that is multi-sensory. I'm going to give you an old example that already did that in the past. It's a company called Voges Chocolate. They sell chocolate. Chocolate is a commodity I can buy for 50 cents. Their bar, like 8 years ago, was sold for $6, $7, which is expensive. But when I get the package and I read the instructions on how to eat chocolate, if any of us need that, it would say, crack the chocolate. Hear the sound of the chocolate cracking. Now put in your tongue and waited for it to melt. Feel the sensation of the chocolate melting at your mouth. And he went to all senses, catering to all senses. This was a packet of a chocolate bar. We can do this in any business, but we need to be aware that we are going to be looking for more intense experiences. So we need to say, how can I do a multi-sensory thing here? How could I cater to that? And it's difficult to give many examples because each business is different. So you have to think, okay, in this case, what would we do? The downside of this trend is that we're going to have a experience overload, right? We already have an information overload. We get more information in one day than we think we are capable of. The stimuli coming from everywhere. Well, now we are also going to have that with experiences, right? So it's causing an overload. It may cause emotional issues with the consumers. Therefore, the next trend is conscious deceleration. So then we will be able to look for experiences not only that detach us up to a point from technology, but provide us mindfulness, health, experiences where I can be with myself and other people. Because again, with all this hyper personalization, what we had during the pandemic, we tend to be more isolated and at home. So experience that will put me in touch with others that are somewhat like me will have a big impact as well. So if you are one of those people that you think, oh, I don't like AI, I hate AI, I don't want to do anything with that, well, maybe you can create this type of businesses that will cater for that trend. You are overloaded because you're being monitored and talking to bots all day long. Why not come here and have this moment? Right? You are not going to be able to disconnect the consumer totally from AI, but you are going to give them a different type of experience where they can go slow on their emotions. And that's very important. Which brings me to the fifth trend, that is emo tech. We need AI to touch us with feelings as well, because if I'm giving power to something else all the time to make decisions for me, even to you know to have conversations with me, there will be a disconnection in emotions, and that is not a good thing. But on the good side, or on the opportunity side, I'll be looking for things that keep me in touch with my feelings, or make me discover again my feelings, my purpose. Remember, we are going to be, and when I say we are going to be, I'm not talking about 10 years from now. I'm talking 3, 5 years from now. We are going to be living in a moment that we are losing touch with those things, with our feelings, with our purpose, but we are going to have more time to think about this. Why am I feeling this way? How do I use my day? What brings purpose to my life? So I, as a business, I can come with solutions to that, because with the good things will come the bad things. And for a business, really, there's opportunity on both sides, right? The pandemic showed that. Many businesses made more money than they ever could think of, while others suffered a lot. So you, as a business owner, you need to have an open mind to say, okay, if this door closes, what are the doors that are opening to me, and how can I benefit from them? Of course, all with an ethical positioning, but you need to do that. Time bending is going to be another big one, because of course, if I can have the bot doing most of the things I have to do during the day, I can shift that. And the AI also can shift time for me. Maybe it's saying, you're going to have a nap in the middle of the day, right? And then it even comes situations where I'm at an airport and I can go inside a pod and sleep for 30 minutes, right? There are solutions for this kind of thing. So the AI will time shift for me according to my physical needs, which is a good thing, because then every time I am awake, I can be more productive. But it's a bad thing, because how am I going to synchronize that with my friends? Right? Because if we all have our time bent by the AI, we need to figure, okay, how do we get together? Because you take a nap during the afternoon, and that's the time I am awake. So we will have to figure how to do this. But in all this situation, it also opens doors for businesses to come in, like I told you, with the pods in that you already see, or the chairs that you already see, for you to go sleep at the airport. And then what you said before, the privacy paradox. So we are going to share our privacy when we think the business care. So we are going to have that currency. You have to show me you care about me and you know who I am to the detail, or I'm not going to allow you to use anything about me, right? Given that we also have laws and regulations to put limits to those things. And the last one is the emotional capitalism, when feelings become the hottest commodity, right? Because again, I'll be thinking a lot more about me, myself, how I feel, and that can be traded, right? If I'm not feeling okay, a business can cater to that in different ways. And sometimes it's as simple as having a fish aquarium in your office, right? And create an environment, having the right music. We are not only thinking about what can you use with AI to do that. Yes, you need to use that, but you have to think, okay, the experience that I provide the moment the person parks the car in front of my store, my office, my uh, business, what am I providing? Am I creating friction along the way, or am I creating a thing that they feel they matter? I would really think, if I had a restaurant today or things like that, how do I show you they matter? And how do I show I play by the things that they believe in? For example, there are already restaurants that if I point my cell phone at the menu for one specific item, it's going to show me exactly how that item is made. So it shows me what happens in the background, right? We are dealing with people that will be more conscious of this thing, and we are dealing with two new generations that are very careful about these things. So by just providing how does it work in the background, behind the scenes, and I can do that doing videos for social media, right? I can show how things are made, where they're made. Is it ethical? Is it exploiting people? Let's look behind the curtain to be able to understand what kind of business that you are. So it's not only implementing bots and things like that, it's how you provide that experience that at the end makes you irresistible to your market.
Makes us irresistible to our market. Does it really look like to be happening that way, Shahar? Or will it be much more of a dystopian market with the advent and the penetration of artificial intelligence in our life? Will it be time to, will there be, that scope to tell the AI rather than us going for a nap, the AI should go for a nap for certain amount of time? How does that look like for businesses? What about small businesses? Small businesses are known to give that customer experience where you walk into a store, the store person knows about you, they know what you want, they know how you want to be treated, how do you want to be dealt with, and that is better than artificial intelligence. So, should businesses, especially small businesses, go for automation and not too much of artificial intelligence? How does that? What is your understanding? What would you like to tell small businesses to look at this whole gamut of AI penetrating into our lives?
If you're a very localized mom and pop shop, the relationships that you have with your customers are invaluable, right? And you should not change the way you do that. But for example, you mentioned automation. You can automate and increase your productivity a lot with bots today that, they cost pennies. For you to use it, right? Keeping in touch, because one thing is when Mary comes to your store and, hi Mary, how you doing? Did your parrot got better? You had a problem with the wings. How are things going? That's one thing. But if Mary, for any reason, gets sick and doesn't show up in your store for 2 months, nothing happens, right? Well, today with AI, you can tell the AI every 30 days, send Mary a card and say we miss her if she hasn't showed here. Or if it's her birthday, send her a gift card, right? And it's going, if you have hundreds or thousands of customers, it's going to do that without you needing to do anything or hiring somebody to do anything, because business is about profit. And I have to think that right now, I did that in one of my companies, and is I can have AI do the job of two or three, right? Because the rule in business is when you need 5 people to do a certain job, you probably will have to hire 10 to do that exact certain job. So we have those situations. I'm not saying, oh, this is cool or this is not cool. But the fact is that as a business, I can be more productive, more efficient, and make more profit by automating a few things in my store, my office, or whatever I do, even online. So you have to be thinking about that. AI looks like it's this big thing that is just for big companies, but it is not. Something simple as remembering a birthday and sending either a card or even a message, whatever is the means of communication that your clients want, makes a huge difference, because when they get it, it's personalized, it looks like it's written by hand. They say, wow, they remember me. They notice I didn't go to your store for 2 months. So we take that one step ahead and tell them, I really care in every single sense. Because if you ever had a small business, you know that you do care for the people that support your business. It's not just because of money. That's foolish to think that, right? Because every time they are happy, you feel what you do matter. that you're creating an impact, that you're helping your society, your city, your state, right? So the lights on matters to the whole country. So it's very important what you do, and you also want to be rewarded for that. So yes, you do all this for more productivity and profit, but you also do this because it validates who you are and what you do. And again, we all want to feel like we matter.
Of course, we all want to feel like we matter. And
Yes,
so there is
we
much
do.
to learn, understand about all these things, especially with regards to artificial, which is just started to unfold. So for those people who want to understand your report better, who want to understand more about you, about the work you do, what is the best way for them to connect with you, Sheher?
They can get the free report at prop talkie, prop P-R-O-P, talkie like walkie talkie.com/free. And you will get that, and then you can read and we can keep talking. And I just want to say, Kaj, that even though we are just getting exposed to this technology has been coming for the last 5 years. We do not have a lot of time to sit and think about it. We need to start taking action. And the action we can take is just getting used with some of these tools. Again, Chat GPT you can use for free. Just go there, start playing, talk like a friend, and see what happens. Get used to this because this time we don't have a lot of time to be thinking about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Talk to ChatGPT like a friend, but amidst talking to all the ChatGPTs of the world, do not
Yes.
forget about your friend, the real friend,
Yes.
and the customer who is also your friend. With
Yeah.
this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.